Welcome back to the CAA Women's Basketball Insider, and we are happy, as always, to be joined by Monica Moore. Hey, Monica, the conference title race got tighter last Sunday when Campbell went on the road and knocked off first place North Carolina A&T 56 to 52. The Fighting Camels improved to 7-4 in CAA play, and they're one of six teams within 2 games of first place. What has impressed you during Campbell's 4-game winning streak?
Yeah, well, that's the big thing right there. A 4-game winning streak. That's the longest streak in the league. And I think I know I say this all the time, but that just tells you how much parity there is in this league, what a difficult league it is to play in. And Campbell has been turning lots of heads. First of all, they had a very decisive win over Northeastern last week, and then they went to Greensboro on the road to North Carolina A&T, and that was one of the games of the week, a tremendous contest between those two teams. And I think what was most impressive about what Campbell did in that game is North Carolina A&T usually shoots about 40% from the floor, and the Camels held them to about 32.2%. The defensive effort for Campbell was tremendous in that game. And the other thing was the amount of focus we saw out of Campbell throughout the game, because it was tied at the end of the first quarter. But Campbell outscored North Carolina A&T in every subsequent quarter. Now, it might have just been by 1 point, but they won every subsequent quarter in that game. And that takes a lot of focus on the road against an opponent as good as North Carolina A&T. And you are not going to get that W without some tremendous individual performances. And we absolutely want to highlight them. First of all, Jasmine Felton. We talked about the rookie last week. We were impressed with her last week. Let's talk about what she did this week, our reigning rookie of the week, one more time. She led the game 18 points. That is a game high 18 points, a new career high for Jasmine Felton. And she wasn't just scoring the basketball, she had 8 rebounds, an assist, 2 blocks, 2 steals. And if you aren't impressed enough already, she scored 9 of those 18 points in the fourth quarter of the game. With the game on the line, she had the ball in her hands and she was making good things happen. That is not your typical freshman in women's college basketball. Jasmine Felton had a massive week. And it wasn't just Jasmine Felton. What about Gemma Nunez? She is our co-CAA player of the week, and she also was outstanding in the game. 16 points for Gemma Nunez. She was doing it all, rebounding, assisting, getting it done. If you look at the fourth quarter, with the exception of one field goal, she either scored it or assisted it when the game was on the line coming down the wire. Huge, huge game for her. Big reason that North Carolina A&T was not able to defeat the Camels. Also, definitely want to shout out Olivia Tucker, who had double digits, and Gianni Boone, who had 7 points. Look, that may have been one of the games of the year in this league. I would love it if we saw them with a rematch in the conference tournament. You have the best scoring offense in league play with Campbell. You have the best scoring defense in league play with North Carolina A&T. We were certainly in for a treat with that one.
Yeah, absolutely, Monica. And like you said, it would be kind of cool to see that again. Now, another team that has been playing its best basketball this season is Delaware. And the Blue Hens have won 3 in a row after starting just 1-7 in CAA play, including a big comeback victory against UNCW and a double overtime thriller against Hofstra. What have been the keys for this turnaround for the Blue Hens?
Yeah, well, we told you a 4-game winning streak is the best we have in the league. Delaware has a 3-game winning streak. So they are second best in the league right now in terms of stringing together these big W's. And I was so impressed with the Blue Hens this week. And the one word that I can think about to sum them up as a team was grit, because we saw 2 gritty efforts out of Delaware to get the wins. You already talked about that UNCW game. They were down by as many as 17 points in the first half of that game, but they found a way to win. And one thing that has really been standing out to me is their balance scoring. They don't just rely on one player, they have lots of different players who step up and provide big moments. Now, Tara Cousins had herself a week, and she is our other co player of the week because I thought she was outstanding against UNCW and Hofstra as well, carrying the load against UNCW, second career double double for Tara Cousins. But there were five players in double digits. It was not just Cousins getting it done, scoring the basketball. It was lots of different players for Delaware. And the story was the same against Hofstra in that double overtime victory. Now, one thing that Delaware did very well in the game against Hofstra was they forced 15 first half turnovers. And in the game, they scored 24 points off of turnovers. That is huge in terms of the defensive effort, locking in. But again, wow, Tara Cousins. So she played 49 minutes in that game. That's second best in Delaware history in terms of minutes played in a contest. And she made the most of every single one of those minutes, scoring a lot of points, doing a lot of good things. It was a 21.6 rebound, 4 assist effort for Tara Cousins. Chloe Wilson, she had a double double with 14 points, 10 rebounds. Andia Charisier has been great all season long. She is such a reliable scorer. Ella Wanzer in double digits as well. When you look at the stats for Delaware on the year, they have four players who score 10 or more points per game. That's very good distribution. If you have a player who's not having a good day, you have other players who can step up offensively. I think that's a big reason Delaware is seeing the success that they're seeing right now. They're also a great 3 point scoring team. They lead this league in 3 point field goal percentage. You have to respect them on the perimeter. They can knock down those big shots. Come tournament time, it's a really big thing to have those players who can shoot from the perimeter. So I am so excited about Delaware. I'm really looking to see how they can build on the confidence and the W's from this past week going into next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Momentum can definitely help build them forward. And we've talked about some huge performances, but let's go ahead and take a look at some big games at the top of the standings that we're headed into this week. Let's start on Friday when Drexel hosts William and Mary. What are you looking to see from the Dragons and the Tribe?
So that may be the most important game this week when you look at conference standings, because right now Drexel is at number 2 in the conference standings. They have an 8-3 record. William and Mary is hot on their heels at number 3 in the conference standings at 7-3. Now Drexel went 1-2 this past week. They had a win over UNCW. They had a loss at Monmouth. William and Mary had Friday off. Then they defeated Hampton on Sunday. Both of those two teams are going to be ready to play. This game is going to have massive implications for tournament seeding. So to me, the team that gets started the quickest in that game, the team that gets going offensively, locks in defensively, does all the little things and gets that quick start, that's my pick for who's going to win that game.
Okay, so we're looking for a fast start in that one. Let's fast forward to Sunday when Campbell makes the short trip to Elon. And we've already talked some about the Camels, but can you break down that matchup for us?
Yeah, this is going to be a good North Carolina rivalry game between Campbell and Elon. Now, we've already told you about Campbell. They're red hot. They're playing with so much confidence right now. They have lots of different players stepping up at pivotal moments. So, because of this streak that they're on, riding high, they have to be your favorites in that game. But Elon, they are having a great season. And I particularly want to point out Isis Adams for the week that she had against Towson with the double double, 12 points and 11 rebounds. She's a player to keep your eyes on. That's another game because of where those two teams are in terms of the conference standings. It's going to be very, very important as things come down the wire. So we'll see. Right now, Campbell has that bullseye on their back. Can Elon get that win?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch for sure, Monica. And as always, we thank you for your time and we look forward to checking in next week. Fans, you can keep up to date on CAA women's basketball by following CAA Basketball on X and CAA Sports on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy the games, and we'll see everybody next week.